Garg.
Manu Garg.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. Good morning, Manu.
Good morning.
How are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
Everything is okay?
Yes.
You had breakfast, everything comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. Let us understand you as a person. Okay? Can you introduce yourself?
Sir, I'm Manu Garg and from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I've done my graduation from Hindu College in BA. Then I've done my master's from International Relations in JNU. Yesterday only I've been selected for PhD in Center for South Asian Studies at JNU.
Okay. You are very much interested in international relations. Why so?
Sir, in today's world where there is globalization taking place, all the aspects of national or local politics are impacted by international relations. So that
Now,
interests me.
Manu, globalization or deglobalization, which is the current trend now?
Sir, I think both are taking place simultaneously. We can trace instances of both globalization and deglobalization at the same time. When the trade in the world is growing, countries are becoming more open. There are international institutions. At the same time, we can also see deglobalization in the form of election of right-wing leaders like President-elect Donald Trump, who is asking to close American borders and impose more tariffs.
Recently, I was seeing an interesting news item. In social media, Mr. Donald Trump's second elder son, he puts in Amazon cart Greenland and Panama uh, Canal and Canada. And the cart is full and it is ordered to be delivered. What is the significance of these social media?
Sir, the social media platforms help to convey message and they
That
help
is
to
okay. So, yes, convey the message.
and create a narrative about US policies. It also helps to create legitimacy about the schemes that Mr. Donald Trump would be taking place. That he is interested in Greenland, so the people of Greenland would be attracted towards joining America by these steps.
And Panama Canal?
So same is the case with Panama Canal. There is a US treaty with Panama. US constructed the canal, and so it has the legal right to take it if Panama by its policies impact US interests.
Who owns Greenland now?
So Greenland, President Trump is eyeing Greenland because of its mineral potential, and the reason that he extends is that it would be in direct attack of Russia after it has done away with Ukraine.
Okay, sir will ask you a question. Chaudhary.
Yeah, Manu, there is a news item today, I don't know if you have read it, about social media regulations.
Yes.
Right? Have you read the news item today?
Yes, sir.
What is the sum and substance of, in terms of children? Is there something that is contained?
Yes, sir. Sir, the bill proposes that there should be a regulation and a parental consent required for children to register themselves on social media platforms.
You think this is a good thing to do, or it violates freedom?
Sir, I think it's a right step. It is a step in the right direction because children in the formative years of their learning, they do not have the maturity enough to understand what is good for them. And social media as an open space has influences that can severely hamper their life. For example, there were grooming clubs in UK, which influence children.
Okay, different question. Use of social media by bureaucracy, right? And you find many young people now using social media handles, both on a personal basis as well as on an official basis. Is this something that is desirable?
Sir, if it is in line with the Civil Service Code, then it is desirable to make the public policies known to the people. The outreach that social media has is unparalleled and it cannot be replaced by other traditional mediums. But at the same time, it should be ensured that the outreach over social media is not for personal gains or for fame purposes.
Okay. Now you mentioned about deglobalization. right? And Donald Trump.
Yes.
Now, there is a view that after Donald Trump comes to power in the next 20 days, things should be better for India. Is this a view you subscribe to? On the one hand, you said that he might impose tariffs, he's anti-globalization, he may close down borders. So why are we saying that he would be good for India?
Sir, he would be good for India in a way that the Quad would be revived, which was on a back burner under President Biden's regime. And much focus would be to offset China. So, therefore, he would extend help to India to develop its military capabilities. And there is also a personal connect between our Honorable Prime Minister and President Donald Trump. But at the same time, there is a risk of tariff being imposed, as President Trump has announced that he would impose 25% tariffs on BRICS if they go on with their currencies. So India's plan for de-dollarization and giving boost to the Indian rupee would have to take a backseat.
Do you really think that de-dollarization is possible?
Sir, not in the recent times, because still about 90% of the global trade is carried on in US dollars. But as a long step, there are steps like rupee ruble trade and the Chinese deal with Saudi Arabia, which hint towards a probable de-dollarization in the future.
Yes, Manu, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We had a lot of international relations issue. If you like to continue there, or there could be something national. You have been staying in Delhi for how long?
Sir, I'm staying in Delhi for last 5 years. I've done my graduation and post-graduation from Delhi.
So are you taking interest in Delhi issues? Because you are directly affected also as a student here. You are staying in the hostel of Hindu College.
Yes.
Okay, now Delhi election has been announced or yet to be announced?
Sir, it is yet to be announced.
There was huge report, like today's newspapers carry the headline information on Delhi election, obviously, and that is a very important issue. Now, I would like to know your views on the fact that Delhi, whether it should, making it a state assembly that has not served the purpose. Delhi being the capital city of India, largest democracy, it needs to be managed in a different way, more professional way, because there are issues which affect people wrongly. If political issues, if they are taken up politically, then people are affected. So what is your view on whether Delhi should continue to be a state or it should be administered centrally as a union territory with very strong administration? Yesterday only there was an announcement of infrastructure fund and Delhi pollution control. There was a huge announcement, 14,000 crore rupees for development of infrastructure. That was central government. So whatever main issues, Delhi policing is done by central government. And there is hardly much power given to the state government. So that creates a lot of alibis to state government in case they are not able to do something. They have always the means to blame that they don't have control. So taking all this into consideration, what are your views?
Sir, I think we should continue with the current dispensation that is going on, the current governance structure. It has certain benefits, like the central government should have control over the major areas because Delhi is a national capital territory, and also at the same time there are embassies and foreign institutions offices located. For example, the ISA headquarters is located in Gurgaon. So for management of these, I think the central government is better equipped and it would be better for the central government to manage it. And it is not that the union territory government of the State Assembly of Delhi does not have any power. They can implement their developmental schemes and other schemes side by side.
Yeah, but now suppose there are issues which have been persisting over last few years, especially the environmental pollution and all. And here, who should be taking action? Because it is also within the reach of the state government and it is their domain to correct it. But at the same time, central government could do in a better way. So what is your view? Because on these issues which have overlap, between state and center. It is not clearly defined.
Sir, I believe in such cases there should be a harmonious construction between the two levels of governance and polity. A single government will not be able to solve the issue in entirety because it is a multidimensional issue which is being impacted by many states and many factors. So if both government work in tandem, there can be better outcomes achieved. The constitutional mechanisms like Article 263 Interstate Council can be utilized for this purpose.
Okay, but you know, interstate council is as good as defunct. No, it is hardly doing much work in the national polity forum. But that apart, now one more thing about the democratic system, democratic framework. Now there is an increasing trend of freebies announcement in the election. Obviously, Delhi also, different parties have announced, and there is competitive announcement of freebies. What is your view on these? Because are they equivalent to bribing the voters or inducing them to vote for those parties? And whether it affects the financial structure?
When it comes to freebies, I am of the opinion that freebies should be first defined whether they are actually benefiting the people or they are just for political enticements or for political mobilization. The freebies, the schemes like PM Kisan, which extend financial support to farmers, I think is a great step. But freebies like distributing free utility items of daily life should be stopped, as it can lead to a slippery slope of which we have seen already in Sri Lanka.
So there should be some SOP for freebies announcement, because the constitution and government development program have enough scope to take up programs for the benefit of citizens or people. But if then apart from that, some freebies announce that distribution of computers or cycles or distribution of saris or free water, free electricity, whether that should be, to start with, that should be discouraged by an institution, whether central government or court or whosoever. What do you think?
Sir, I think the utility should be mapped. For example, free water and electricity should be given, but to a targeted population. The person who require it and who are vulnerable should be benefited rather than giving it to the universal population.
But that can come very well under government program, state government program, instead of announcing at the time of election.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think so?
Sir, in a democracy, political parties should announce their manifesto and the program and policies that they would be carrying on if they are elected. So if they are announced pre-poll also, there is not a problem, as it would ensure that people's legitimacy are with the schemes.
All right, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
So, Manu, your name is very legendary. What do you have to say about it?
Sir, mythologically, the son of Lord Brahma was named Manu, and he has preserved all the species when there was a pralay. And historically, Manu was a saint who is credited to compile Manu Smriti, the Hindu law code.
Manu Smriti has been, under attack for many years now. So do you think it has all the negatives only or positives? What is your take?
Sir, any text which is as old as Manu Smriti, there are both aspects, positive and negative. Any text of that context has evolved over time. So we cannot have an anachronistic view that it is all bad. It has certain positives, but in current time, our law code is the constitution and we should abide by it.
You belong to JNU. There was a recent movie which talks about anti-national rhetoric originating from JNU. What do you say?
Sir, I think there is a media perception about JNU being anti-national. In my experience of what I experienced in the 2 years that I spent at JNU, there can be certain fringe elements, but overall, at large, JNU is an institution that is promoting excellence in education and is promoting people who are contributing to the national development.
You're talking about recent changes that have taken place in JNU. Do you want to say that the movie is depicting completely wrongly, or do you think that there has been a change in the working of JNU and etc.? Or it has in the past it was so?
So the movie that you mentioned is taking certain creative liberties to portray JNU. I don't think that there has been much change. Student politics should be a part of any university so that there is a holistic personality development of students.
Okay. What is your take on Manipur? The issues involved and its handling, handling of the situation.
So the Manipur issue began with the High Court judgment, which provided special status to the Methi population to buy land on Kuki areas. There has been measures to handle the situation to secede violence that has been taking place in Manipur. Some steps can be taken, and it is also due to the foreign influence. So the Ministry of Home Affairs has also taken the decision to scrap the free movement regime with Myanmar to resolve this.
Do you think the situation has been handled rightly?
So the government took all steps that it could to manage the situation at Manipur, and still there are certain flare-ups that take place. One such incident also happened yesterday, but the government is taking all steps to resolve the conflict.
Manu, tell me something about Integrated Theatre Command. It's a buzzword, and there was recently an announcement by the Defense Minister about some very, very big radical reforms in the country's defense architecture. What is Integrated Theatre Command? What is theaterization?
Sir, theaterization refers to combining of the three wings of our military under one single theater so that there can be better resource utilization, better equipment sharing, and better human resource management. If we have a theater in place, then it would be easy to have a single unified command uh, which can make the military work in synergy.
Okay, and that sounds like a very good idea, but there are very loud voices of dissent also. What are those voices? What are their concerns?
So the voices state that if there has been theaterization of military in future, then it would create difficulties as there are differences in all the three wings of military based upon legislations, based upon their capabilities, and based upon their training. If they are unified, then there would be difficulties for them to gel up, but these difficulties can be overcome with time.
And what is the motivation behind such a radical reform? Because the argument also goes that since India has won most of the wars that India has fought in, there should be no need for theaterization. Why is it such an imperative?
Sir, in the present time, there has been modern warfare that is taking place, which we have seen in Russia-Ukraine war also. So, in the times when we are surrounded by neighbors which tend to be hostile to India sometimes.
Do we have some neighbors that use theaterization?
Sir, China uses theaterization.
Okay. Tell me, Manu, about the role of AI in governance and how that is impacting governance now and how it will impact it in the future.
AI use in governance can have multifold benefits for our governance structure. It can lead to better digitalization and record keeping of all the documentation that we have. It can also lead to specific targeting of schemes and creating a roadmap that how schemes should be implemented by mathematical modeling and other such steps.
So, if mathematical modeling does that, then what will be the role of IAS officers?
So, behind any machine, there should be a humane approach which can be provided by IAS officers to extend help. For example, AI chatbot or AI machine would not be able to understand the empathetic emotions and would not be able to bring the ethos part into the governance.
And do you think the population of India is ready for governance like that?
Sir, the digital literacy is growing with time, and we have adopted UPI as a system. And the success of UPI, also highlighted by the German ambassador, shows that Indian population, if AI is implemented with proper regulations and structure, can adopt AI governance structure.
But with the growing incidences of cybercrime we hear all around us, digital arrest and whatnot, do you think that there is scope for misuse? And if yes, how would the governance counter this problem?
Sir, there is a scope for misuse which we have seen in the recent miscreants using social media for digital arrest and cyber crimes. this can be better handled by promoting digital literacy first. Secondly, there should be strict penalized provisions for handling cyber crimes if they are taking place. There should be targeted raids in areas like Mewad of Rajasthan, which is recently emerging as a cybercrime hub.
Okay. Tell me, Manu, something about the Indian space program and why it is so important in geopolitics now.
So the Indian space program provides much needed foreign reserves help to India by launching space vehicles at a very affordable price. At the same time, we have also seen in space diplomacy is emerging as a current domain in international relations. For example, the SARC satellite helped India to have its reach to its neighbors.
Is there any other significance or implication that the space program has?
So there is a defense aspect.
Can it serve as some leverage? And why is it such an important theater for diplomacy as well as science?
Sir, it can also help to better our military capabilities in the space sector, as there is a threat of space warfare that can take place. We can countries are deploying their programs of laser and missiles in space. So if we develop our space capabilities, we will be better able to cope up with the current trends which are taking place.
Okay, Manu, there's something about game theory that is very important in geopolitics.
Yes.
And how does game theory, which is a concept from economics, play out in diplomacy? What is it and how do people use it?
So game theory, the basic tenet of game theory suggests that with the lack of information and communication, the relation between two countries can go downhill. So if countries are better able to manage their diplomatic relations and establish communication channels, then the risk of war would reduce significantly. For example, in case of Russia, Ukraine, or India, China developing their nuclear capabilities, if there had been better communication, then South Asia would not have been an area where there is a nuclear threat looming large.
Thank you.
Manu, excellent clarity of thought. All kinds of questions we have asked the panelists. We find you have clear understanding of the even theaterization of or Delhi or any questions on social media or policing in Manipur. Manipur can be better in content. As far as physical, when we talk about personality, we think first physical thing and the content. Physically, you are well dressed, very well dressed, but your idea is to get maximum marks. Maximum, how do you present your personality? Maximum, that is your objective. If that is the objective, you have dressed very well, you have done your physical appearance excellent, your physical problems, whatever is, despite that, you presented very well, physically, entrance, everything is fine. You can be as natural as possible. As natural as possible. In the sense, you don't have to clap your hands if it is not comfortable. If the hands want to move to aid your expression, some ideas, if you want to express, your hands have to move naturally without gesticulating too much. It is perfectly fine. Any kind of natural conversation, it is a formal interview. At the same time, you can be comfortable, be absolutely mindful in your reaction. Okay? Second thing, only one thing I want to say, other members will add, you can see at least you carry the conversation alone. For that, sometimes you have to move your face a little bit here and there, eyes, so that the members feel they are not neglected. You are taking all of them in your narration, your story. And that makes you maximum marks. That is the objective. You are dressed well, other members will add further. Sir.
Not much more to add, Manu. First, you've done very well.
Thank you, sir.
Your content is excellent, your presentation, but Try, and I know, understand, try to remove your stiffness. Sometimes even a smile is absolutely fine, right? So
Yes,
try
sir.
and relax a bit and be a slightly more responsive. I mean, you should be a little more excited about the fact that you are doing this interview. You don't have to gesticulate, I'm not saying that, but just this little bit. Otherwise, you are doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Manu, I have similar views. Like you are an excellent candidate for the UPSC. The range of your information knowledge cover almost everything that we asked, everything you answered satisfactorily. And don't be psyched by observations about your persona. Like you should stay as you are because you are sincere and honest to your knowledge and expression. So that is the thing that matters most. So continue and all the best. I wish you very best for the
Thank you, sir.
UPSC interview.
I agree with all three, and especially Chairman Sir. And one feedback, as Second Sir has also told you, is that you can smile a bit. You know, don't need to be so stiff. You've been very good. You've been excellent. थोड़ा स्माइल करना है
Yes, sir.
और थोड़ा सा कभी कभी जैसे सर चेयरमैन सर ने बोला हाथ का आप थोड़ा फ्री भी रख सकते हैं, कोई
Yes.
जरूरत नहीं, जो टोटल फ्री रखो, मतलब दैट्स ऑल. और बाकी जो तुम्हारा एनालिसिस बहुत अच्छा है, क्लैरिटी है जो सर ने बोला, बट कभी कभी एनालिसिस का डेप्थ मिसिंग है, जो मणिपुर में था, मिसिंग था.
Yes, sir.
वी नीड 3-4 पॉइंट्स, क्योंकि सारी क्वेश्चन है ना, तो आप 1-2 पे आके अटक गए. तो JNU भी अच्छा था, बाकी भी मनुस्मृति अच्छा था, और भी जितना इन्होंने सर बाकी लोगों ने पूछा, बट कहीं कहीं यू कैन स्कोर ओवर,
Yes.
बिकॉज UPSC एनालिटिकल स्किल्स भी देखता है कितना फास्ट और कितना टू द पॉइंट, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स यू कैन ब्रिंग आउट विद इन अ मिनट और 2. तो वो एनालिटिकल स्किल्स आपका देखा जा रहा है. तो अदरवाइज ओवरऑल आई रेट यू वेरी गुड.
My suggestion, Manu, is obviously I agree with the rest of the panel members and their experience. Sometimes when you answer, I think there is an element of depth missing, like Sir has mentioned. So, for instance, when I was talking about game theory, I actually mixed a couple of questions in my question. I asked you what is game theory, and so you didn't answer that. You did tell me how it plays out in diplomacy, but I think you should listen to the question a little bit more carefully. And when you're answering and when you're not exactly sure what the exact points are, जैसे आपको मणिपुर के बारे में 1, 2, 3, 4 नहीं exactly पता है, तो फिर there is obviously an element of qualification that you can add to your answer.
Yes.
And you can mention honestly, sir, as far as my knowledge it goes, and then proceed. So that makes it very even more authentic. So that is my only suggestion, but I feel very confident that you will do very well.
I absolutely agree with all the board members.
Sure, sir.
Only thing, these two issues are very complex. So you could have given a forward, sir, it is a complex issue. This is what I understand. Maybe that kind of a proviso will save you to get maximum marks.
Yes.
Anything you want to ask us?
Sir, being visually impaired, I won't be able to do eye contact. So would it be penalized in the?
No, absolutely
no,
not.
Just don't
That
worry.
is already, we know that. So it will be informed, it is available, so it will not be penalized.
Your direction
Absolutely
of
not
your
penalized.
face tells that you are looking at the person who is asking the question.
That's why I said that you should not be complex about anything.
Anything.
You stay yourself, you stay natural, whatever you feel comfortable in, because that will be the last point on which the board members will consider something wrong. Okay. So you should be very natural and normal. That is
Stiffness is not required. That is what,
Yes,
and another thing, that's all. Other point, okay. All right. Anything more?
Sir, mostly the body language. I've been advised for body language issues only.
No, you don't have to worry about too much on all these. Be natural, optimize.
Nervousness छोड़ो, natural बनो.
Optimize your personality, the way you want to carry forward the conversation. You are in a very PhD selection you have. You are so good in studies. You know how to carry forward your conversation. But be smile, add some glamour into it.
Yes.
That is it. That's it. Sir's question is very difficult, game theory. So you say that, sir, I don't know so much of it, but this is what
I understand.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay? All the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the
You will do wonderfully
Smile
well.
karo.
Yes, sir.
Yes. चेहरे में smile लाओ.
Yes, sir.
चलो.
Just practice the smile. I mean, it shouldn't be natural. You shouldn't make it
I
natural.
used to have the same issue, sir.
It's not easy. One
But
understands.
एक
anyway,
मतलब
fine.
वो है अच्छा pleasant look आता है ना.
Yes, sir.
Be natural. That is all we want to say, all of us, and celebrate your interview.
All of us
Okay.
want you the very best in your this attempt, in your effort. That is what you should understand. Because you deserve it. That's all.
Thank you.
Just add these features that have been advised to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Manu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.